Hey there, just taking a walk. The last time I was here was when the pandemic started. Remember, I used to do my walks here. This actually is the trail that I came up with the concept of relationship fasting on. This trail here, this very trail, helped me be creative. But the last time I was here, there was a sign that said, no one is allowed in the park due to pandemic stuff. And this is a public park. It's an old, I don't know, several 100-acre farm turned into a park. There wasn't anyone here then. There's no one here now. And I got so fucking pissed off at that. Violators will be prosecuted. Oh, that was just a fucked up thing. All right, so I just came out of the woods. Hold on a second. Hold on. You know what I have to do when you come into a clearing? The rule is this: when you come into a clearing, you got to drop and do 10. So let's just do that. Set up my water bottle. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Doesn't seem like a lot right now, but I will tell you, it's amazing. There's no dumping signs, which only tells me people have done some dumping here. That's kind of irritating. Yeah, I was feeling pissed off today. It hit me. Seeing what's happening with the government, seeing what's happening all over the world, to my friends in Australia. I've just had it. I've just pretty much had it. And I was gonna lay down and take a nap. And I knew that would have been good. I would have enjoyed a nap. And I still might when I get back home. But I needed to take this negative energy that I'm feeling and actually convert it, rather than internalizing it. And get some vitamin D and build up my immune system as well. All right, just came out of the woods again. Every time I come to a clearing, drop and do 10. I always like to identify a spot where I want to do that. So here's a spot. Drop and do 10. Back down this trail. I always like to look for the indigenous berries and fruits, and I want to get that app where you just take a picture of a leaf or a leaf cluster, and then it tells you what the plant is, or if it's an edible plant. altogether, this isn't a long hike. This is, when it's all said and done, it's no more than 2 miles. But it's enough. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. A clearing. You know what that means. I gotta find a spot. So when you make up these weird little rules, fitness rules for yourself, just life is so awesome. Oh, do you love milkweed? That, you know, are you guys fans of like wildflowers? Milkweed, yarrow, chamomile, field daisies. And I know there's everything from elderberries to black walnuts to chestnuts to all kinds of nettles as well, which I don't have pants on, so the nettles aren't going to do me any good. Like, I know these are poisonous, but interesting and beautiful. Crab apples, beautiful. All right, it's push-up time. Let me just turn this corner here and knock these babies out, and then I have a little while before I go through woods again. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They get harder with every set of 10. All right, what's in here? What does that say? Does that say no trespassing? It does, I think, because that's somebody's backyard. No, that's private property. So forget that. Every time I see a little path or a trail, I have to like go down it. All right, so these berries right here. What are these berries? That's what I want to know. And can I dry them and make tea out of them? That's how I think when I'm out here. Have my electrolyte mix. This is Element, the watermelon salt. And there's no sugar in it, which is nice, and no sweetener. Very nice. This area here is a butterfly garden, and people come here and sit, and it's paved, you know, so there's people who might not be able to walk on the ground. I like that. I never saw that before. Kind of a butterfly in the paving bricks. It's nice for people to come here and sit, you know, those who are not stable on non-level ground. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. So, all right, so this is Butterfly Garden. That's cool. What else? I can't believe I was kept from coming here. I have never, ever seen anyone in this park. I see like cheating couples in the parking lot, like making out, you know, like people that are married to other people, and they come here during their lunch hour and cheat and make out. I've seen that. All right. But it's not like they're walking or anything. Oh, it looks like that tree came down during some kind of storm or something. Oh, that's cool. And people sponsor these benches. You know what's a trip is that I've never seen anyone sitting on these benches, and I've never passed anybody. And there's always like this big, what is that? Is that a dumpster? What is that thing? It's a dumpster with cat litter in it, a container with cat litter in it. So somebody is feeding cats or something in here. That's interesting. You know, the environmental circle jerks that go crazy about preserving land. I'm all about preserving land in suburbia. All about it. But the reality is, you know, they fight, but I never see anyone in these areas, ever. Never, ever see people here. Which is wacky. Wacky, man. This must have been a raging stream a couple weeks ago when we had that rain. It must have been insane. It must have been crazy. All right. Let's take a walk back up here. It's so cool how when you go from sunshine to shade, just instantly the temperature drops. Instantly. And now it's cool. Very cool. I was like coming down here and just looking at the stream here. Part of what I do when I come here. Oh wow. This is definitely from, usually that is so dry I could just jump across, but it's what, probably at least, what, maybe 8 to 10 feet across. And I have never seen this so filled with water, ever. That's all right. That's nice. If you hear airplanes, it's because there's an airport real close to here. It's like a very small airfield. See, it was rotten right from but you can see that. Look at that. I mean, it's just like falling apart at the bottom. So it had some kind of root rot. Termites. Wow, it's just disintegrating. Now, anyone read the book Atlas Shrugged? Does this remind anyone of the oak tree in Atlas Shrugged? Right? Look at that. I could dig up. That is wild. It goes all the way through. A hollow tree. Holy cow. Does this remind anyone of the oak tree in Atlas Shrugged? Looks real strong on the outside. Little wind, weather, lightning, thunder, and it comes down only to find that it was hollow on the inside. Pretty tricky, huh? I normally don't go on the paved paths. I'm not a huge fan of paved paths, but I just came out of a woods and I'm in a clearing. Where does this go to? Well, that's interesting. That was probably created during a few storms. That was never there. Holy cow. That's wild. But we are in a clearing. And that only means one thing. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They get harder and harder. When I get up to about 100, 110, you know, it doesn't seem like 10 is a lot, right? But when you're doing them at every clearing, you're like, what? I could walk on the paved path, but I like kind of taking the more perimeter out here and walking on the softer grass. Man, the sunshine feels good. Whew. This is where the animals were at one time. And they would just throw the hay in there. And I'm assuming it was for the horses that were here. This was a working farm not too long ago. That's cool. And then there is a working farm across the street, which I knew they weren't going to make it. I just knew it. I can get local vegetables here, berries, flowers, garlic. They do have some cattle for beef, hogs, chickens, goats, and lamb that are not, you know, that you can buy like a quarter or a half of an animal butchered with, raised with no hormones or antibiotics. And it's also where I get my honey from. When I say that I have my coffee in the morning with a little bit of cream and honey, this is where I get my honey from. It's the farm across the street from here. Now, this field looks like something was harvested from it. I don't know. Normally, there might have been corn here, and I don't know if they already took the corn down. I see some corn in the distance. I'm not sure if they did soybeans here. Oh, look at that. Somebody put like a little thing for doggies. That's cool. Walking your dog here so it can drink some water. That's cool. This would be a great walk for a dog. This would be such a great walk. Although, this part here that's paved, I'm not a fan of. I would much rather walk on gravel than walk on like pavement. You know what I should do? Instead of doing the clearing thing, right here. See these? This right here, Eastern White Pine. I make tea out of that. Oak. So it looks like they still have to harvest some of the corn, which is either the cow corn or they sell it across the street at the farmer's market. Not sure. The sun is going down and the shadows are getting longer and longer and longer. Did I tell you how much I hate YouTube and social media? Did I tell you that? But it's a weird, necessary evil. Did I tell you how much I hate the suburbs? But right now it's a weird, necessary evil for me. Remember those trees? I used to see a lot of them when I was younger. They have those really long beans. We used to call them vanilla bean trees, but obviously they're not vanilla beans. I could tell from the mud on this trail, dried mud, that the rain really did a number on this farm in this park. This used to be a grass trail prior to the pandemic. I never walked on a paved trail. I always walked on grass. More of our tax dollars at work. That's irritating. They put so much money into a place and then it just never gets used. Never, ever, ever gets used. How many people have you seen me pass since you've been walking with me on this trail? Exactly. That's how it is. Doesn't matter what time of day it is. That's exactly what I experience every single time I'm here. Isn't that crazy? And there is a red car up near my truck. Please be courteous to our neighbors and remain on the property. Okay, I get that. I get that. Let me go under here. All right. All right. Wow, a human being. So for me, that's the equivalent of coming out of a clearing. I walked under some trees. So that only means one thing. Hit the deck. Give me 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now, normally, I smell horse poop, so that means somebody was riding horses in here. I used to get cattails. This is like a little wetlands in here, in this part, and a lot of cattails in there. And I could get cattails for salad. Cattail has a root that would remind you of a white, minty carrot. Just wash it off, eat it raw. It's crunchy. It is absolutely magnificent. Magnificent. All right. So I just walked around that area. That is the kind of little wetland area, swampy area. Let me finish my walk. Thanks for spending some time with me. There was nothing, no breakthroughs, no groundbreaking, earthquaking revelations today. But I certainly did love being out here and spending some time out in God's creation. And for me, this is about worshiping the creator of this and not the creation. Do any of you remember I was right here in this spot right here when I first started talking about relationship fasting and the benefits of having your own life and coming together and experiencing oneness when you come together, but not expecting it all the time? And I got that from the concept of intermittent fasting. Anyone remember that? One last set before I say goodbye to you. Set that up. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, wow, that last one was so hard. All right, so now I have to do some stretching before I do anything else. Big time. Keep my heel on the ground, hold it for about 20 seconds and pulse, but don't lift my heel up. I like these shoes that I have. These are Merrell low-cut hiking shoes, and I have Ready orthotic inserts in them. Keep the heel on the ground, push, and then pulse. Spread. Oh, I can feel that. Spread them, spread them, spread them. All right, you don't need to see any more of that. Catch up with you soon. What do you do for exercise on a regular basis? What do you walk? Do you hike? You know, it was only an hour ago. Literally, it was only an hour ago because I didn't walk this morning. It was chilly, it was wet, it had rained. I'm taking these burrs off my shorts right now. Got all these burrs. You know what a burr is? This little prickly thing. Anyways, an hour ago, I wasn't feeling, I felt physically okay. Mentally, I was a little bummed today. Mr. Positive, Mr. Keep Your Chin Up, was feeling a little bit down, and I don't know why. I was just a little frustrated today, and I was going to lay down and take a nap, and basically I said, fuck that, I'm going to do the opposite of what I feel. And you know what? That was an hour ago. That was a damn hour ago. And guess what? I feel fantastic now. I feel fantastic. And I'm glad I came out here. A good testimony to when you feel like shit mentally. All right, hold on. When you feel like shit mentally, do something physical.